Hey everybody, this is Daniel with the Big Adventures of Schmity Small. There's our boy Schmity right here. As you guys remember from those people who might be coming back for more content, Schmity is a warrior tank. As you can see, we have him decked out a little bit, transmogged, so hopefully looking pretty sharp. Big attitude, small tank, and that's what we're going to do today. Right now I'm sitting at level 24, and just to show you kind of the stuff we got, we are going to be rocking the legacy gear. I have some of the stuff right here. I got my helm, I got my shoulders, I got my cape, I got my chest, I got my pants on, I got the shield, and I got the sword. I'm really enjoying the transmog. I didn't really get into it a lot before, but now that doing this and kind of trying to do some more aesthetic stuff and kind of really thinking about how my characters look, I really kind of like it. Not very much. Ooh, someone's invited me to join a guild. Yeah, not right now. Basically, just to kind of make your, just add another element, just control of your character. So, you know, log in, make him like you need to. We'll do a couple videos on transmogs if you want later on. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of this stuff. But right now my main goal is just to get into tanking. Just to get in there and start running instances and dungeons. And like if you've been following for the last little bit, you know that's kind of what I like to do. And hopefully, if you're new to the game, hopefully give you some tips to try to help you out, help you enjoy more of the starting zones. A lot of focus has been on later content, but I think the early part of the game and just kind of the leveling process is one of the best parts of WoW. You know, especially getting into the dungeons. That's my favorite. And hopefully I can kind of share some of the things that I like and kind of give you some new perspectives on how to play and how to possibly get more enjoyment out of this great game we all love. So, without further ado, I'm going to go to the group finder. Now, let me run over a couple things, just because this is the first time I've really had to have the mic on and I can really talk to you about some stuff. The jobs are tank, healing, and damage. Basically, we'll be doing the tanking. Tanking is kind of the pretty princess of instants and LFGs. You want the monsters and mobs to look at you and attack you. Because you're going to be able to take, as a tank, you're supposed to be able to take all the damage that they can dish out and more, and you're just going to hold their attention, while the less squishy or the more squishy members of your group, like your DPS and your healers, can do their job to burn people down without having to worry about staying alive. Plus, it's going to make your healer's job better. Here's the healer roll. To keep you and everybody else alive if you can mitigate some of the damage and do this. Now this is really great. Dungeon Rain and Dungeon Finder, this is a relatively newer version of something. It's a couple iterations into it. But this is really going to make it easier for you to level and to do the dungeons. It used to be that you had to have a group and you'd have to run to the dungeon and you'd have to use the summoning stone and everybody would have to kind of get hopefully somebody would run to it and call everybody in. But this way is a lot easier. Plus, it rewards with satchel of good and actual money, satchel of goods, which can be anything from gear to whatever, and experience. So I've run a couple dungeons, and it's pretty much a level per dungeon. So let's go ahead and find a group. And we're in the queue, and if you run as a tank or as a healer, you'll find that the queues for this don't really last very long. There we go, we're already in. And so I'm a tank, I'm going to enter the dungeon, and let's find out what we get. You can usually tell right away what you're looking at as a dungeon. Okay, here we go. Now, I've run this before, but I did not get...
I've been expecting you.
I did not get the quest. So here we go. I have to go back in and turn down some of my volume.
Walk with the earth, mother.
Do that really quick interface. I'm so sorry. I know this is probably something I should take care of before this, but you know, you know, you learn, you live, you learn. And so let's take the sound down to almost, yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit. Dialogue's cool. Here we go. So basically what this is going to run into is we're going to clear, oh, missed some. Always grab your quests, especially since we're looking to level as we do this. So we're just going to kind of make our way up.
Elune light your path.
We're going to do it. So a lot of this is going to be clearing out these what they call trash mobs. For those people who might be a little new to this, trash mobs are just the smaller enemies that are between the big bosses. There we go. Okay, and remember, like I said before, the main goal of a tank
I'm out of range.
is to be the pretty princess. Basically, you're gonna grab attention. So that, see, there's my group behind me. And shout out to Belathos and Slapass and Tinatineva and Syhra. And so hopefully we'll see how good a group we can put together here is. Something that's changed as the game's been played is that you used to
I don't have a target.
really have to stay on top of being in the tank. You used to really get in trouble with pulls and stuff because if you didn't do it right, if you didn't do there we go. If you didn't do it right, you could wipe a group. There's a lot of people who used to get mad at hunters specifically because their pets would get in the way and they would aggro. You know, because the pet would do basically what the tank is supposed to do, is to keep stuff off the hunter. Well, when he's questing, that's fine. The problem comes when the hunter is with a group and you have a tank who's trying to keep everybody safe and the pet is just kind of doing what it normally would do. And so you kind of want to keep this. So let's talk about a rotation for a second now that we have this up. I'm going to go Devastate and Thunderclap and Revenge. And you can see here, I'm going to point with my mouse. Hopefully next time I'll have a chance to with a mob that'll do something. Let's see which way we're going to go. Okay. We're going to clean out some of the stuff. There we go. And you see the percentage here. The more damage I do, the more that percentage goes up. That's just basically my success meter. It's just basically telling people that I have the attention of the boss. So stuff like this, like Taunt, will grab the monster's attention. And so you want to just kind of keep that on you. The higher you go, the better it is. Right? And so let's kind of clean out. Let me see if I can get these guys to follow me. We're going to just kind of clean out the rest of this stuff. Was that where they're going? I'll find out. See, again, oh, yeah, there we go. It's more interesting earlier on. How you do? Yeah, see it gets pulled. So you want to try to keep that on top. So what I like is, I used to tank a lot with Paladin, and Paladin has something where they throw a shield that kind of Captain America is kind of bings around the screen. It's really nice. It's kind of fun animation to use. This is the first warrior character I've ever had, so I'm really enjoying playing with Schmity. I'm really connected with him as a character and playing him up and learning how to tank as a warrior. I'm finding it very satisfying. So again, the mechanics are Devastate, which is just your big spam spell, as it were. And then you have, on top of that, you have Revenge. Revenge is great because what that does, it's an AoE kind of stuff. Basically, grabs everything around you and helps you kind of maintain that aggro. Thunderclap's the same way, kind of spreads it around. You want to just be able to spread this around, do a little hit, little hit, little hit. This is shield block. It's a good shield mitigation. It's called mitigation. Now the thing is, you want to keep your rotation up in such a way that you're getting the protection of stuff like shield block and the basic. They have as much output as possible. So once you understand your rotation and how you're supposed to do stuff, it's kind of easier to. Oh, okay. Yes. So you'll get that early on. Some people drop out. You know, stuff happens. And since we're just clearing trash, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. And nice thing about this is being a healer and a tank. If you're filling one of those roles, it probably won't take very long for the rest of the DPS to come in. I know it sounds rather it's rather selfish. I really don't care if a DPS decides to get out. And the reason is because DPSs, there's a lot of people who don't want a DPS. There's a lot of people who just want to get in and just do damage. They just want to kind of follow the group around. And do their thing. And that's fine. I understand it. My first main character was a rogue, so I understand all about getting in and kind of being part of the team, and taking stuff down as fast as possible, and just kind of follow the group as a DPS. Healers and tanks, on the other hand, have a little bit more of a kind of a responsibility, because DPS just they're just gonna lock onto this deviant guardian and burn him down as fast as possible. They're just gonna nuke him down as fast as possible, not really thinking about a whole lot. See, I gotta pick this guy up. See, losing threat almost right away. But a couple of hits from this, and there we go. Doing a great job. So, early dungeons not much of a challenge for most groups. Most characters now have sustainability. Sustainability means that they can keep themselves alive without other people helping out too much or too greatly. And so that's one of the things they can do. And so with that, other people are a little more willing to engage in certain fights and can kind of grab stuff and start fights, instigate fights on their own. And so it makes it a little bit trickier as a tank, especially later on. It's one of the things I have a complaint about for Blizzard is that, yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy mode, but the challenges of early dungeons aren't what they used to be. And if you really want to get the game mechanics down and make it something that's worthwhile, then you need to make it where tanks and the people who do this sort of thing feel like they're doing something special. I get that. I enjoy it. But I can see later on, especially when you get into some of the higher level dungeons, especially when the mechanics for certain boss fights are a little more challenging and you have to kind of know what to do, when to do it. Back in my early experience, I did DPS. Of course, I have a rogue. I have a human rogue that I enjoy playing a lot. But one of the things I run into
stand against the serpent
is there's mechanics in certain fights. Like, you don't stand in what they call the poop. You'll hear people say that a lot. Don't stand in the poop. Don't stand in the fire. Don't do stuff that's gonna make your healer's life harder. Oh, there we go. Gotta grab that thing. I don't want somebody mess with my people. Again, it's as a tank, you gotta be the pretty princess. Really? We'll see. Good healing. I should probably focus on her a little bit more. But nice thing about this is that shield block blocks all melee attacks. So really, if I can keep that up, fight's gone on longer than it needs to, mainly because we aggroed stuff that we shouldn't have aggroed. People pulled, I don't know why they pulled the Serpent of the Fang guy. Take him down. But, you know, things happen. And the healer's doing a great job. So, Tinatineva, I have to really, I'm going to give you some shout outs in the show notes on this thing. Tinatineva has done an exceptional job today. And hopefully she keeps it up. So. Actually, I'm looking for that. Pummel's what I've been looking forward to. Again, pummels are, that's going to be my interrupt. So when we fight bosses or monsters or spellcasters, you want to kind of, when you see them starting to cast something or to do something, you want to interrupt. And usually what happens, if you have a really good group, you can cycle who's interrupting the boss or interrupting the mob. There you go, when we dropped them. And that completes one of our missions. And you can see here we're knocking out all the different bosses. Somebody grab some good gear. That's good. And so let's go ahead and drop down, and we're going to start going through the lower halls here. Basically, we're going to make a giant loop back to where we are. We have to clear out some of the bosses, and then I think there's another secret boss over here. It's one of the secret bosses, I think. It's a turtle, if I remember correctly. Yeah, let's see where we got to go. See if these guys follow. Hopefully they follow. Is this it? Yeah. It's a small hero. Can I get through here? I don't know. Might have to go the other way. Oh. Nope. That's me being hard-headed. Alright, the other way. Other way. Is it here? Ah, yes, it's here. Okay, this is it. You can click on the map and have them up. Here we go. Let's see how quickly we can take stuff down. There's some strong guys I'm playing with. Strong guys. So. Pit of Fangs. Let's see where we're at. Okay.
I'm out of range.
See, they're gathering up those flowers as you go. Something to keep in mind. Let's see. That's the nice thing about the dungeon finders is it used to be that you'd have to kind of search around areas to get your quests for specific dungeons, and you kind of build your way up into dungeons. Uh-oh, there we go. And this is kind of nice because what happens now is they give it to you as you go in. So you go in, play a dungeon, you get some levels, you experience, you grind, and you go up, get up. So I'm hoping to see some of our people here level. They get some better shots. Sometimes these dungeons are a little bit more trickier than they need to be, as far as getting a good camera angle. Hopefully you guys can see this, and hopefully enjoy this view. So I'm at 3 to 5. That's good. 3 out of 5. Again, let's go through the rotation. For next time I'll get the rotation. Here we go. So I'm going to usually charge in. Charge in generates what they call rage. It's the warrior's main tool is rage. So I'm going to burn down this guy over here, this extra druid of the Fang, this extra mob. And that way she's not an issue. That way we can focus on Lord Pythus. If I can't get an interrupt in so you can see what it looks like. You'll see that little bar pop up on Pythus, and that's him casting a spell. And what you want to do is whenever you see that up, healing touch, still not quite down. He healed himself. So what I want to do is try to get that, time that out just right, so that when I see him casting that again, there we go. Interrupted the lightning bolt. I go through, kind of watching my meters. Interrupts up again, and interrupted again. There you go. More Pythus. Hey, got some shoulders. Now, I'm not going to use those shoulders. Those shoulders are mainly going to be for what I consider transmog gear. Transmog gear being gear that just for looks, just to look, so I can, if I want to change up my looks a little bit in my stuff, that's fine. What I'll do. Here, I'll go ahead and grab this, and that's 5 of 5. So I got all my bloom, all the stuff I need. We're just going to carry this around. Some dungeons are windy. Some are, you'll find that some you'll like better than others. My favorite is, so far, I like, haven't gotten to this level with Schmity yet, but actually I did get with Schmity. Actually, Dead Mine is one of my favorite, all-time favorite dungeons to run. And Oldham is pretty good. So you'll find that there's ones that you enjoy more. You enjoy certain fight mechanics better. Let's see. A lot of different things to enjoy. Sunken Temple's fun. So hopefully this will give you some insight on how to do tanking. If I bring everybody together, you don't want it too scattered out. You want to be able to burn stuff down. Caster's starting to bug me. Usually if you can interrupt a caster, then you can get them to move. So what you'll do is you can interrupt them, and then say they're standing off by themselves, and you kind of want to pull them back into a more centralized location. You interrupt, and then you walk backwards, and they'll follow you, and that way you can kind of control their location. It's another big part of tanking. Even my rookie ways of doing it might be a little bit more, somebody will probably be able to do it a lot better than I am. So we're kind of learning as we go, but we're all learning together. That's the important part. So just making progress. Again, I'm going to charge in, I'm going to devastate, thunderclap, and I'm going to revenge. Let's come over here. Let's see if we can do what I was talking about. Oh, interrupt. Revenge. Shield slam. Some defenses up. Let's just see if I can just generate some hate. Generate some aggro. Going through my rotation. There we go. We're doing good, I think. Let's see what's the proper way. It's easy to get turned around here. So, nice thing is if you look for monsters, you see mobs, you haven't been that way. Something I haven't talked about that's kind of good is if you're grabbing their attention, you can turn them so that they're facing you, right? So one way to do this is to, oh, we lost his pet. Oh, that's not good. One way to do this is if their backs are towards your team, then it's harder for them to dodge your team's strikes. So, uh-oh, that's not what I want. pythons off my healer. I do not want these guys on there. That's my fault. But again, we're learning. There you go. She's doing a great job. So I need to make sure I stay on top of tanking and doing a good job for him. I really appreciate the job they're doing. Alright, here we go. Druid of Frang. I think we're coming up on another boss fight. Yeah, there's a boss. So let's go ahead and... camera jumped around a little bit on me. Let's go ahead and dive in here and grab these guys. Give some time to use the mechanic. Interrupt. It's kind of fun to have the interrupt up. Let's do that. So, cycling through really just devastates some revenges, going back and forth, just a single target. So just using my abilities as I have. Now we're on to Lord Cobran, and we'll charge in. Let's see if I can generate some aggro with this guy. Make him look at me, and see if I turn his back. That means it's easier for my guys to land their blows. There's some different kind of math that goes into it that makes it a little bit easier for them to hit, or they hit harder. They hit it from the back. I know rogues get bonuses to their abilities if they hit their opponent from the back. Really liking this. You can see that my my rage meter is maxed out. It's really easy to generate rage, just cycling through like we're doing. Devastate, devastate, thunderclap, revenge. You get a free revenge on the proc, so you can do stuff when it actually comes up. See, somebody went off to go get their little stuff. Remember, a lot of this isn't very complicated, and so you'll have to run around and do some things. Your job as a tank is to mainly just picked up a belt. Now the belt I could use. The belt something I can use. So you can see you hold shift, you see the comparison, and I'm wearing a 25, it's a 27. Easy switch. So alright. Now I think we're just dropping down. I think this is where we go. Was that the dude? Ah, Kresh. That's the guy I was looking for earlier. He's a boss without being a boss. Kind of interesting. To find that, there's hidden bosses throughout the fight. Kind of interesting. That Blizzard's put in here. A nice little, like, if you know what you're looking for, if you know what you're doing, you can get some extra XP, maybe extra drop. And if you're leading a group, and in a sense, as a tank, you kind of lead the group through the dungeon. You can kind of help people find more gear and really just have a better time. And really, that's really what you're after. So the people that you're with enjoy their time better, and you enjoy just being and playing. Hope my crunchy munch isn't too much of a distraction. My wife was kind enough to bring me some dehydrated fruit, the tanking fuel, as I like to call it. And Kresh goes down. That's cool. Extra boss, and somebody got some extra loot. So Lonerabbit picked up some nice little trinket, little neck piece. So there we go. Remember, don't just think about this for yourself. Think about for your group. If somebody gets some good gear, someone enjoys what they're doing, and someone enjoys the game, everybody wins. So it's one of the reasons I like playing when I was a kid, Dungeons and Dragons. You know, you get a group of people, they get together, they enjoy playing. Everybody wins. Okay, everybody's got that. Let's see. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Ah, we're on Serpentis, which means we go back. Oh yeah, and Lord Serpentis is on the other side. He's okay. So yeah, he's going to be. Nice thing about some of these early dungeons, you have to remember that some of this stuff was content that was really early in the game's development. You're talking about stuff that was when this was at one point the end all be all run. You know, a great example of that is eventually if you've been in the game a while or not. You might have heard someone talk about a dungeon called Karazhan. Karazhan was to me, one of the first major raids I got to experience. And you used to actually have to get keys. You'd have to go run 5-man instances and get what they called keyed up. And by getting keyed up, you were allowed to enter that. Oh, I see. Here's another one of our little mini bosses, Scum, right? Scum gets to. So to get credit for the dungeon, to get the reward pack that they promised as you signed up with the group finder, you got to beat these 4: Lady Akanda, Lord Pythus, Lord Cobram, and then of course we're on our way to beat Lord Serpentis. But you get a bonus objectives of Scum, and of course we already taken down Kresh. And so I think there is another boss. His name is Verdun the Ever Living. I think after we beat Kresh. I mean, actually after Lord Serpentis, we're gonna get a chance to fight. Him. He's a big. I like to say he looks like. I can't remember what Swamp Thing used to look like in the Marvel comics. Swamp Thing is what he looks like. So. Very interesting boss, very interesting fight. But like I was saying, some of these fights are some of these dungeons are a little bit longer in the tooth. There's a lot more to them. So just enjoy the time that you're with the people, and hopefully everybody is going to get a level. And so let's see, go ahead and devastate, and here I'm gonna grab this guy. It's doing pretty good, I think. There we go. Another thing is you get, you might want to grab a tabard or something like that in town while you're running these dungeons. That way you can up your reputation. Reputation gains, mainly earlier on, are just for like different rewards you get with your factions. Whether it's humans or gnomes, or if you're playing Horde, you can do different things, but it allows just more elements of the game to come out. Get titles. It's kind of fun. We go, just cycling through that. Just trying to interrupt as much as I can. So you're already halfway through this level. By level, I mean like almost leveling up. We're about like maybe 2 more bars from leveling. We're getting halfway. So I'm thinking, hopefully, at the end of all this, with quests and with bosses. Oh, easy trash. Nothing hard. Again, just a little bit of a grind. But if you got good support, it doesn't take much. Hopefully, it's not taking too long for us. But Tinatineva is doing an exceptional job at healing. I'll make sure I had to put that in the notes because I really appreciate a good healer. I also appreciate really good DPS. And let's grab all. Oh, I didn't realize that she was there. Okay, cool. Not that bad. Alright, let's see. Here we go. I think we're coming... Not quite. A little bit more to go. So just gotta go through our rotation. See what we got. Probably just like some stuff. Oh no! Oh, what's it? There you go. There you go. So here we are. Still going up. Ooh, a rare. You know the gray? That's a rare boss. A rare mob. Not a mob, a mob. Usually drop some better gear. Remember, this is all about getting people some stuff. Let's see what. If anybody got anything. Let's see here. I always like the look of these feathered serpents. The Quetzalcoatl monsters they have in WoW. I see a lot, especially in Sunken Temple. When we get to that level, you really like some of the dragons and some of the story arcs that go in there. It's very fun. Oh, cool. That's very cool. That's very nice. I like this Biofiend. That's pretty cool. Alright. Some things you have to do is jumps. No. Yay, made it. Good, good, good. Sometimes you don't, and you have to run. You'll find that in Deepwater Chasm. I think that's what it's called. Some dungeons can be a pain in the butt if you don't make your jumps. So, here we go. Rush in. Pretty princess time, as it were. Also, gotta make sure you watch what you're targeting. A little bit of lag on my part. That's all right. Doing exceptional well. These guys really know what they're doing. I like that. You know, and not to take anything away from anybody, but it's not that hard early on. Not that hard. But, you know, that's what you want. You want good development and a good chance to there's Lord's Apprentice. We need to, I'm going to clear out. Ooh, yeah, let's get this guy first then, I guess. So there's our extra boss. There's our extra guy. I'm going to turn him a little bit. Cycle, Devastate, into Shield Slam, into Revenge, into Thunderclap, into Devastate, into Devastate. See that popping up, just kind of bouncing back and forth. Just kind of keep this going. Since he's melee, shield block should take care of it. Oop, I don't want to be rooted. Not moving around too much, but I don't want to not have the option either. They're doing a good job burning him down. There's our bonus boss. Let's see if I can pull this girl. Nope. I'm gonna try to get these guys in one big group. That's a pretty good way to do it. Because again, in one big group, that way your DPS, if they have AoEs or area of effect spells, they can kind of grind people down. Make it easier for them to do stuff. Let's focus on this guy again, Lord Serpentis. Remember, you want to interrupt, take down. Interrupt, take down. Damage spells are one thing. Healing spells are the big target for me. I want to keep him from healing up anything. There's a healing touch and interrupted. Good job. Good job on that. Here we go. Remember, devastate. So devastate and then the spend spells, which would be the revenge. The devastate, the shield slam, generating the rage. And revenge being the big spender. So you build up that rage using that. And then there you go. And now we're on to the disciples. So we have gotten all the major stuff done. Let's see, where's the drop? There's a drop down here somewhere. I think it's back this way. Yeah. And this will take us all the way. It's a nice little cycling bit here. And this will fall down this pit, and you'll land in this big body of water. Kind of keeps you from having to walk all the way around again. Where is it at? Ah, there you go. There you go. And keeps you from having to walk all the way around. The first part of the dungeon. What we're basically going to turn into is an escort mission. So once we've got this done, more little trash to pick up, I guess.
It's too far away.
Once we get this done, then what we'll do is we'll have a little escort where we're going to escort one of the quest givers from earlier on to a ritual site. He's going to do some stuff. We're going to fight the extra boss. So let me go, and I think somebody already got that. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, there it is. There he is. There's the escort. So I already kind of, you know what they probably did? They probably logged in and logged right back out. So. There you go. There's a level. There's a level. So I'm going to run really quick. And I'm going to turn the stuff in. And hopefully not mess up too much. It's been a while since I did this. So hopefully this is not going to mess anybody up. So.
What brings you here? May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
So here we go. Now I just got to hurry up and get back. Hope I haven't messed anybody up. We'll see. Looking at the rates. Take a shortcut, as it were. Schmity takes a shortcut. There you go. Again, if this had been something else, it might have been more of an issue, but my guys can take care of this. Yeah. A little selfishness on my part. I shouldn't have gone back for those quests, but you know, you live, you learn. So learn from me. Don't go back and get those quests when you do it. Here he is, and there's probably gonna be some more ads. They say ads is monsters coming up. Ah, here we go. I got these slimes to deal with. I can go and jump on that one. Build up my rage a little bit. Now the next fight is going to be wave. He's going to start summoning, cleansing the area, and that's going to pull ads from the water until we get to the final boss. So Gnarlex is being purged from whatever evil has corrupted his soul or whatever, and so he's now doing the summoning or the cleansing. And you see, here you go, and these monsters will come out and start trying to attack our boy. And we need to grab as much attention as possible. Just pretty princess this thing up. Do this really well. Enjoying this run. Here's some more. You can see him kind of coming up. Get to the point where I can. Oh, let's get this guy. Not very hard. You don't want to forget too much. Lower level stuff, so that should be hard. Anything that doesn't have the skull around it, you know, it's not like too bad. More of a nuisance with that last wave. I think this might be the big boss. Big boss on this is a Murloc. Ah, there he is. One of my favorite races in Warcraft is the Murlocs. They're so cool, so fun. You gotta love them. Let's see if I can grab this guy, turn him around, make it a little bit easier maybe for my group to burn him down. Generate rage, burn it. Maxed out on rage, so that's good. Just kind of cycling devastates, and shield slams, and revenges, and thunderclaps, and just knock him down. There we go. Just knock him down. Just take him down a little bit at a time. Make sure shields blocks up, devastate, and there you go. Wailing Caverns.
I am awake at last.
Got a new ring. That's nice. And like I said, dinged. Already dinged 25. So that's one level for this long dungeon, but it's worth it. A little bit of dialogue, people leaving. That's cool. So, that's it. I think that's it. You can go to the map, make sure there's nothing else to turn in. Nope, no more quests to turn in. That's it. And I think they're turning in their stuff. So you can see them leaving out. So that is Wailing Caverns. And I hope you enjoyed this run. I'm going to go ahead and clear out this video. That way I can do just a dungeon per video. And enjoyed my time with you today. Hopefully you'll come back for some more big adventures with Schmity Small. And I appreciate your time. Remember to like and to subscribe and to come back and to tell your friends and enjoy. More importantly, to get out there yourself and try some tanking, try some healing, try some DPS, try level up a character, play a race and a class you've never tried before, and just really get out there and enjoy the game. WoW is a great game, and I think it's something that if people get into all the aspects of it, they can. They'll never have something. They'll never have a day where there's not something they can do when they have the downtime to play. So again, this is Daniel, this is Schmity, and I'm hoping you guys have a great night.